Alright, if you're here, it means you want to learn how to be dangerous. And I'm not talking about some Sigma Wolf Alpha nonsense. I'm not here to tell you to work out, get a lot of sleep, meditate, control your emotions. Those are all some basic stuff, and if you can't do that naturally without me, I'm just gonna tell you right here, just click off the video. I mean a genuine, not a good person, not a hero, not someone who fights for a cause, but just dangerous. No fluff, no bullshit. The focus here is on raw, lethal efficiency. We're going to strip away any sense of morality and get to the core of what it means to truly be dangerous. Let's go ahead and start with number 1, lethal fighting methods. The first rule of becoming dangerous is simple. The only reason you engage in physical combat is to win. And when I say win, I mean that your opponent doesn't walk away. Look, I'm going to be real with you. As someone who has trained martial arts for 4 to 5 years, what I'm going to teach you is how you as a Joe Blow can win against 99% of people, and for that 1%, that's later in the video. So with that being said, having a martial arts base will help with what I'm about to teach you. I'm not gonna say some bullshit like learn how to fight at home, because that's genuinely a waste of time. If you can't go to an MMA or boxing gym, that's a money problem. So what should you do? Make money. The first 2 weeks at a boxing gym or MMA gym will be better than a couple months or even a year at home. And now look, here's the thing a lot of people do not understand. When in a fight, I've seen a lot of fights, a lot in real life and a lot on video, and every single one of them follow a set of like unwritten rules, and they aren't really fighting with true intent. And that's the reason why I can tell you this method and we can manipulate that. So look, the human body has several key vulnerabilities that when targeted can incapacitate or kill with minimal effort. So look, during the fight, I want you to focus on the following. The eyes. Gorging out the eyes or blinding an opponent is one of the quickest ways to neutralize them. A thumb to the eye socket or a sharp object can do the trick. Blindness causes immediate disorientation, allowing you to follow up with a more lethal attack. Next will be the throat. A hard strike to the throat can crush the windpipe or larynx, leading to a possible death. You don't need to punch the throat directly. A quick chop, elbow, or even a palm strike will do. The point is to make it impossible for them to breathe. Next will be the groin. The groin is gonna be like the most basic for us, but a hard knee or kick to the groin can cause unbearable pain and immobilize an opponent long enough for you to deliver a killing blow. So like think about it, in MMA fights, these guys are like toughest of the tough, but when they get hit in the groin, the referee immediately stops the fight. Like, you have to understand, this is a key weak point. So it's not glamorous, but it's effective. This is the best to do as hard as you can when the opponent is off guard, and then follow up by hitting them in the throat. The spine. A blow to the back of the neck or base of the skull can cause paralysis or instant death. It's not easy to land such a hit in a fast-moving fight, but if you get a chance, take it. So look, I don't expect you to be like John Wick and be able to like right away just listen to this info, start beating people like in the groin and neck. But this is what you need to know. No one else is gonna be targeting these areas in a fight. They're all gonna be doing like a organized boxing fight, or like maybe take you down. If you can just hit one of these, you'll have the right away the advantage. And just make sure your punches are straight and you're not like hooking and keeping your chin high. So look, you should be smart enough to never get in a fight in the first place. Like, in all my life, I've never been in a street fight because I'm not an idiot. So look, all these moves are quick and easy. And assuming that you aren't a fat shit and have some degree of physical competency, like you can do like 10 pull-ups and you can do like 60 push-ups, this should be pretty easy to do and you'll win 99% of fights. But also, if you're here thinking right now, wait, I am a fat shit and I can't do 10 pull-ups or 60 push-ups, then this is not a fighting issue. This is a basic human issue, and you should try to fix yourself before watching this video. Number 2, knife training, efficient and deadly. So now remember, when I taught you how to fight, there's still 1% of people that you won't be able to beat. And I mean people who are competent in martial arts and people who are twice your size with a decent IQ. This is your last resort, with your life on the line or something you deem like worth taking out the knife for. So now on to knife training. Learning how to use a knife properly can make you incredibly dangerous in close quarter combat. Things that like Even a champion like UFC fighter may not even want to mess with you. The key with knives is not to think of them as weapons, but as a tool, extensions of your body to do one thing: cut and puncture vital areas. So to start, get yourself a decent knife. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. A standard combat knife from Amazon is like $20.99, or even a good kitchen knife that's like kind of small and sharp will work. What matters is that it's sharp and sturdy. You just need to be comfortable handling it in any situation, and also like keeping it in your pocket and shit. Begin by practicing shadow fighting with your knife. This is essentially throwing punches but with a knife in your hand. So focus on quick, fluid motions like a jab. The aim isn't to look cool. It's designed to be fast and precise thrusts and slashes. You should be able to switch between offensive and defensive moves in an instant. In terms of actual knife fighting, the goal isn't to just slash randomly. Slashing is for intimidation. Instead, you stab to kill. You aim for the organs, the heart, lungs, kidney, liver, or throat. The faster you can hit these areas, the more effective you'll be. Stabbing is preferable because it's harder to block and causes more internal damage. I'd recommend using a wall and imagine where each organ would be. So in heart, you would say like an organ heart, and then stabbing it where it would be on the wall respectively. And next I'm going to talk about the best targets, which I already said, which are the neck and throat, the chest, the abdomen, the kidney. Make sure you practice on how to draw your knife quickly, and the faster you get it in play, the better. Train by drawing your knife from different positions like standing, sitting, or even lying down. So now that we've gone over the final portion of combat in this video, I'd like to end with this. At the end of the day, us humans are only creatures. Even when we're in the jungle with nothing, we find ways to kill lions and boars. This is solely due to our IQ and thinking, setting traps and being efficient. It's the same way in combat against a creature like the human. Just be smart, lay traps, and without that, you'll lose. Number 3, psychological manipulation. Break minds and control lives. Being dangerous isn't just about physical combat. In fact, some of the most dangerous people in history never even lifted a weapon. They controlled others through manipulations and mental warfare. Learning how to break someone mentally can make you more powerful than any punch or knife. The first step is gaslighting, making someone doubt their own reality. Gaslighting is a subtle yet effective tool to undermine someone's confidence in themselves. Start small, correct them on things they know to be true, but do it with absolute certainty. Over time, they'll begin to second guess their own memories and perceptions. Once they doubt themselves, they'll be more likely to trust your version of events. Another key tactic is love bombing. When you shower someone with praise and attention. People are weak to affection, and when they feel adored, they're more likely to drop their guard. This is especially effective in romantic relationships or friendships where the person wants to feel valued. Once they are hooked on your approval, you can start taking it away, causing them to do whatever you want just to get it back. You should also practice cold reading, a technique used by physics and con artists. Cold reading involves making vague but seemingly insightful statements that apply to most people. Start with general comments like, "You've been feeling a lot of pressure lately, haven't you?" Don't be saying in like a weird way, but or you could say something like, "I can tell there's something that's been holding you back." That's something more general. Most people will fill in the gaps themselves, believing that you tapped into their innermost thoughts. Use the information they tell you to exploit their weaknesses and insecurities. And lastly is fear. Fear is your greatest ally. People fear what they can't predict. You need to cultivate an aura of unpredictability and controlled rage. Don't lash out in anger, but let others know what you're capable of extreme violence if pushed. This keeps them on edge, always guessing what you'll do next. It's psychological torture, but it works. Obviously, this is just a YouTube video that I've just explained manipulation in 2 minutes. You can't expect me to make you an expert in it in a couple sentences, but I will leave resources in the description that will. Number 5, situational awareness and tactical thinking. Being dangerous isn't just about physical abilities, it's about tactical awareness. You need to be constantly aware of your surroundings, analyzing the best and worst case scenarios in every situation. This kind of thinking will give you an edge in whether you're in a fight or planning to manipulate someone. Start by developing your situational awareness. So you can do that by paying attention to small details, like where people are standing, exits, potential weapons, and weaknesses in the environment. In any public space, make a habit of locating the nearest exit and assessing how quickly you could escape if needed. If a fight were to break out, who are your biggest threats? Who's the easiest target? But look, this video is like the complete truth, and if I'm being honest, this is pretty useless. You're not in a war zone. You're in, like, most of you guys are probably in school. No one's gonna be doing this. Like, you have no threats in school. But what I mean by this is, like, it's more of a skill you need to learn subconsciously. Just have it in the back of your mind. Like, don't like intentionally be thinking this, but train your mind to do it like unconsciously, so you already know it's automatic. And beyond awareness, you need to develop the mindset of always planning ahead, and this is what this does. This means anticipating your opponent's move before they even make it and predicting what someone's going to do, and you can counteract their actions before it even happens. Number 6, advanced body language and controlling the unconscious mind. Look, your mind can have as much knowledge and be as cunning as possible, but all people really see is the physical representation of yourself. So if you're a loser, if you walk around slouch, you're gonna look like an idiot. Most people focus on obvious aspects. I'm not here to tell you to have posture, eye contact, and stance. If you can't do that shit on your own, click off the video. While those are fundamentals and really vital, true professionals know that the real danger comes from controlling micro-expressions and physiological responses that people can't consciously detect but still feel on a primal level. So micro-expression suppression. Micro-expressions are the tiny, involuntary facial movements that can betray your true emotions. To be truly dangerous, you must learn to suppress these so that no one can read your true intentions. This isn't easy. It requires mental training to stay completely neutral in even high-stress situations. A calm face with no emotions sends a message that you're completely in control, even if chaos is erupting around you. Stand in front of a mirror and practice controlling your face while imagining different scenarios: fear, anger, stress. Your face should remain impassive no matter what you're feeling inside. This practice is key in military intelligence and covert operations, where any slip can give you away. Next, in high-stake combat, or even when you're about to make your move, your body naturally wants to go in fight or flight mode, but professionals learn to control their autonomic responses, slowing their heart rate and breathing to stay calm under pressure. And why is that? Because a lower heart rate means clearer thinking, better decision making, and less shaky hands when using a weapon. So, special force operators use box breathing method. They inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts, and then hold for 4 counts to calm themselves instantly. And this is literally a real military method. Practice this so you control your body's reaction to adrenaline spikes, which in turn make you appear calmer, collected, and even more intimidating. Environmental positioning. You don't just stand in a room, you dominate it without drawing attention. Assassins and elite soldiers always place themselves in tactical positions. The best way to get out of the city situation? Don't be in one in the first place. They always stay near exits, corners, or with their backs to the wall to reduce vulnerability. This allows them to maintain awareness of everything happening while staying in a position of power and while no one notices them in the first place. Even if you're at home or in an everyday setting, subconsciously putting yourself in these key areas can help you stay one step ahead. So when you enter any room, immediately scan for doors or windows and potential threats, and always place yourself in a place where you can see everything, but you're least likely to be noticed. So honestly, I can dive into way more, and I had way more to talk about, but people don't have the attention span, and barely anyone will watch this video this far. If you're watching this video this far, you're literally the 1%. So comment for a part 2, and if this hits 500 likes, I'll also do a part 2. Thanks for watching. If you want to reach your true 100% potential, click on the link in the description below, and overall, peace on the street.